This is what happens when you become addicted to chasing your potential. The potential of the life that you could have, the potential of the money you could make, the potential of the person that you could be. You start to literally break down physically. So much so that your heart starts pumping so hard that mentally your body starts breaking down physically. And that is what happened to me. I am 25 years old, and being someone that goes to the gym regularly, eats healthy regularly, doctors cannot seem to figure out why I am basically a diabetic and why my heart rate is beating so fast when I'm just sitting down and being regular. And all of it is really being caused by my mental. It is caused by me having this addiction to this high anxiety life, having this addiction to this chaos, having this addiction to becoming the woman that I want to be and feeling like it's never enough. I just have to do more. And it's never enough. I just have to achieve more. My body is literally breaking down and it is telling me to slow down and stop. So I want to tell you guys about it. Hopefully so that no one else has to experience this, but also because I feel like I literally just have to let this off of my chest. So for the next couple videos, I guess I'm going to turn these into like little diaries and just express to you guys what I'm going through, and hopefully anybody else can relate. So for this video, I want to talk about chasing the potential. I'm going to talk to you guys as if I am talking to myself. The problem that you have is you are addicted to chasing your potential and allergic to structure. You become addicted to the high that you get off of the potential of you being able to create a new life, possibly move to a new city, and just being able to have a new idea or to literally reinvent yourself. And you feel great. You often thrive when your back is pushed against the wall because you don't realize the fear that you have is of boredom and of discipline. This is because that goes against the character that you've built for yourself, the character that you've told yourself you are and you often show other people you are, the person that can literally make it through the chaos, the woman that when anything is going on, she still can make it through the storm, and when other people can't persevere and they can't make it through, you can make it through. And it makes you feel as though you have a badge of honor. But I want you to realize, due to the fact that you have a fear of boredom and you have a fear of discipline, you are not able to create a sustainable life. You don't realize that this is literally why you cannot create something real. You don't realize this is literally why you have become a survivor. But you feel good about that, right? I've survived this. I went through that. I've had this testimony. And when you are going through things, sometimes you even feel good about it because you're like, I'm going to get through this and I'm going to have a testimony for this thing. But I want you to realize that survivor mentality is not sustainable. That survivor mentality is not something that you can keep going with, because that survival mentality is going to tell you that you always have to be a hustler. You have to hustle for love. You have to hustle for money. You have to hustle for freedom. You have to hustle for everything that you want in your life. And this causes a disconnect with your body because you never feel safe inside of your own body, because you don't realize when you are constantly hustling, what you are telling yourself is, even though I'm making a certain amount of money right now, even though I have a certain amount of love right now, even though I have this thing right now, it might not last. So I have to hustle for the next thing. I have to always strive towards the next big thing. And so you're not even able to appreciate and live in the body that you have now, the experiences that you have now. And from the outside looking in, ask anybody else and you're thriving. Because you might be that person that's always there for everyone else. You might be that shoulder for everyone to cry on, that person people can call. And this makes you feel like a fraud because you can't seem to figure out, why don't I care about myself enough? Why can't I do the things that I tell other people to do? Why can't I be there for myself like I am there for everyone else? But the problem is that you have a problem with nurturing yourself because you're addicted to chaos. So you convince yourself that when life is hard and things are hard, you need to stick it out. You need to get through it. You need to put on a good face. But with everyone else, you give them grace. You tell them, you know what? You don't have to do everything in a certain amount of time. You can wait. You can give your body rest. But you don't say that same thing to yourself. And this is often because there's a disconnect between the life that you say that you want for yourself and the life that you're currently striving after. See, the life that you say you want for yourself is a life of consistency, is a life of peace and calm. But the life that you romanticize is a life of chaos, is a life of panic, is a life of high adrenaline and being able to do things last minute and being able to do things even when you're going through a storm. And you don't realize this is because you have a fear of being ordinary. You have a fear that you will be invisible if you are not that girl that has potential. You are so addicted to having that potential that you don't realize that you cannot scale chaos. You cannot build a life in chaos. So you are addicted to that hustle. That hustle looks like you going to the gym for 2 to 3 weeks and you going hard and you eating healthy and then you stopping. That hustle looks like you starting that business for 2 to 3 weeks, you committing to it and then you stopping. Because you don't realize the 3 things that you need to build the life that you want are not things that are common to you, and they're things that you actually go away from. See, what you need are systems. You need boredom and you need boundaries. But those things aren't looked at to be good because those things aren't things that we glamorize in the press. You see, on social media, we glamorize the person that says, yeah, I struggled and I made it through this and I made it through that. And that makes you feel good. You feel like you have to struggle because first and foremost, you don't have any systems set in place. So you strive off motivation. The only time you can do something consistently or you can do things honestly at all is when you have a certain level of motivation. You need to be motivated or you're not going to do it. And your excuse for yourself when you don't do something is, I'm not motivated. Well, motivation is going to come and go. You don't need motivation every single time. You need systems. You need things set in place. So you say, when I wake up, I do this, 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 that. When I come home from work, I do this, this, this. You don't need motivation to force you to do something. You need systems. So you already have things aligned. So all you're doing is following a system. You also need to be able to have boredom because I also want you to understand that you're going to have 100 boring days before you have that one great, amazing day. See, the problem is with social media, we don't realize there's so many people posting that we see so many amazing days. But we don't realize you're seeing that one day that they have out of 100 days that is amazing, but you're seeing that from thousands of people on different days. So it's making you feel like you always have to do something. You have to do 2 things at once. You have to multitask. You have to do this. You have to do that. No, you need to be able to be bored. It's boring eating healthy and going to the gym before you see results. It's boring posting on social media every single day before you see results. It's boring starting that business and posting all the time and sometimes feeling like you're cringy and feeling like you post too much before you actually make a sale. That's boring. And then also, once you achieve those things that you say you want to achieve, those are going to be boring too. Once you say, hey, I want to make my first $500 for my business, eventually that's going to become a norm to you and that's going to be boring. Once you say, I want to lose 10 pounds and you lose those 10 pounds, that's going to become normal to you and that's going to become boring. But if you keep shying away from boredom, if you're scared of boredom, if you have to have the TV on, your laptop on your phone at the same time, while you use the bathroom, you got to be on your phone. You're so fearful of boredom that you don't realize that's what's necessary to get the life that you want to live. Every single day is not going to be glitz and glamour. It's not supposed to. But if you are so used to a chaotic life, if you're so used to survival, you're waiting for the next ball to drop. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Nothing. Nothing is supposed to happen. This is the nothing happening time period. And the final one, boundaries. You don't realize the reason why you don't have boundaries is because you realize by not having boundaries, you're able to invite chaos. See, everybody wants to be that person that goes to work the next day at 8 a.m. and can tell their coworkers, yeah, me and my friends went out last night. We didn't get in the house until like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. But I still woke up this morning at 5:30 and I went to the gym because, I'm staying consistent. Everybody want to say that. Why? Because you want people to be like, girl, I couldn't be me. I couldn't do it. You don't want to feel invisible. You want to be that person that's doing it. And so you go out with your friends knowing that you probably shouldn't. You do the things that you probably shouldn't do. You hang out with those people. You let that person back in your life when you know you shouldn't because you are addicted to chaos. And that's why you have no boundaries because you don't understand that you're fearful of that simply because it's ordinary. That's really what it is. I tried to think of a way to say it in a way that it sound cute and it's ordinary. It's a boring life. And I've had to realize for myself, that's okay. And that's what I need to be sustainable. And you have to stop feeling like you always have to hustle. You don't have to hustle to achieve. Let me tell you right now, you trying to figure out how to get your body together. You want to work on your glutes. You need 4 to 5 workouts to work on your glutes. You're going to do them workouts 2 to 1 time every single week. You want to eat healthy, 3 to 4 meals, honestly, you should be eating in a month. Vary up those meals as much as you kind of want to here and there. It's supposed to be boring. Like, life is supposed to be boring. And I had to realize me shying away from this boredom is literally me inviting chaos, because that was what I was used to. And for some people, it's because that was what you were used to growing up. You were not able to achieve any kind of happiness. You felt like you weren't able to achieve any kind of reassurance, because that's what everything is for you. It's an achievement. You feel like you have to achieve these things. You don't feel like you deserve these things simply because who you are. There has to be some kind of achievement, right? There has to be some kind of hustle. My parents didn't say they loved me, or they didn't hug me unless I got an award at school. I know how that feels. You didn't feel like you got any kind of celebration. You didn't feel like you got any kind of acknowledgement from maybe men, from maybe a spouse, unless you did something that was out of the ordinary. You have to be extra. You have to achieve love, right? Because if something is easy, why do you want it? See, the stories that we hear on social media are of the people that strive through all these other things and they made it so far. And I didn't realize, by me feeling like I have to achieve everything in life, I was making so many things harder for myself. I was self-sabotaging myself, doing things that I knew I shouldn't be doing, simply because I felt like, well, I know it's a little bit harder, but I'm building my testimony. I gotta achieve this. I gotta achieve that. No. It's supposed to be boring. It's supposed to be simplistic. You only need systems, boredom, and boundaries. Those are the three things that you need to sustainably create something real, to scale, to stop being a hustler. Stop hustling for everything that you want. You don't have to do that. You don't deserve to do that. That literally will exhaust you. I am literally exhausted. My body is exhausted at 25 years old. It is tired at 25 years old of hustling, of trying to become someone else, of not appreciating who I am now, of not living in the moment of I am now, of trying to create this new thing and not being able to sit with myself and say, you know what, Shamaya, you're bored and that's okay. You know what, Shamaya, life isn't exciting right now and that's okay. I feel like something is wrong when life isn't exciting. I'm making it. And it is so damn hard to make it nowadays. It is so damn hard to live nowadays. And I'm doing it. And I didn't even appreciate that until you go to 1,000,001 doctors and nobody can figure out what's wrong with you or what's causing what's wrong with you, but they know it's something wrong. Being able to go to the gym after not going to the gym for weeks. Imagine waking up in the morning and being like, dang, I kind of want to go to the gym. Oh, no, you can't, because the doctors don't know what's wrong with you and they're scared that you might overly exert your heart. Imagine wanting to eat something and you're like, no, I can't eat something because I'm a diabetic at 25 years old and there's certain things that I can't eat. I didn't appreciate these things when they were boring to me, when I didn't have to think twice about them. And I'm realizing I didn't appreciate my life as a whole because it was boring to me. And so to anyone out there that feels exhausted, that feels like, I just want different, because it's okay with wanting different. Create systems for yourself. Understand it's going to be boring and create boundaries. Create a 90-day plan of something specifically, how you want to live your life, and make it boring. And stop always feeling like you have to achieve something. Stop. You don't have to achieve. You just have to be. There's going to be things that you are going to gain. There are going to be things that you're going to lose along this road called life. That's just what's going to happen. But stop feeling like you have to deserve to be here. You don't have to make a certain amount of money. You don't have to have a certain amount of people care about you and love you. That feels good, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, it feels so much better not feeling like you have to achieve these things and watching these things just come to you because you're being you. Because your life is a little bit boring, because your life isn't always exciting, and the exciting moments will happen just as well as the sad moments will happen. It's a part of life. But it feels so much better when you feel like, or when you don't feel like you're trying to achieve something every single day and you're not in the hustle, hustle, hustle. What's next? I have to do this next big thing. I have to make more money. I have to make more followers, and just being able just to literally be. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. Of course, like I said, I'm probably going to turn this into like a little diary series, because I've just been obviously going through a lot, and I just want to talk about some of the things that I've been through, even I've started therapy, and just some of the things that I've been letting off my chest with my therapist, not realizing that these are some of the things that have been causing me trauma. They've been holding me back, and they've ultimately been keeping me in this survivor mentality that I've had since I was a kid. Like, I have to survive, and I have to be perfect, and I have to keep going, and I can't fail, and I can't, and I can't, and I can't. And just being so fearful of those things and not realizing that they don't stay in your mind. We think all of these things stay in our mind, but they literally affect our body in so many ways. And I am living proof of that. So thank you guys so much. And don't forget to go below to follow my TikTok. If you like to listen to podcasts, I do have these in podcast version, and sign up for my newsletter. Thank you all and have a great one.